Hi, welcome to the EssentialTDD course. This is Bala Parani from rubyplus.com. The objective of this lesson is to learn about transformation priority premise and how to use it to reduce impasse during TDD programming session. Here is the outline. We'll see refactoring, we'll see about transformation, and then discuss about transformation priority premise, how to use it, why use transformation priority premise. Refactorings are simple operations that change the structure of code without changing its behavior. Refactorings have counterparts called transformations. So what is a transformation? Transformations are simple operations that change the behavior of code. It can be used as the sole means for passing the currently failing test in the red-green refactor cycle. Transformations have a priority or a preferred ordering, which, if maintained by the ordering of the tests, will prevent long outages in the red-green refactor cycle. Transformation also has a direction. They transform the behavior of the code from something specific to something more generic. So what is transformation priority premise? Transformation priority premise is a programming approach developed by Robert C. Martin as a refinement to make the process of test-driven development easier and more effective for a programmer. Transformation priority premise states that simpler transformations should be preferred. So Robert Martin says, as the tests get more specific, the code gets more generic. We will see this in action in the next lesson using factorial kata. So what is this transformation list? This approach facilitates the programmer doing the simplest possible thing for the purpose of test-driven development, as we can explicitly refer to the list of transformations and favor the simpler transformations from the top of the list. So let's take a look at the transformation list. The transformations are ordered by their complexity. The top of the list are simpler and less risky than the transformations lower in the list. So number one, we have no code at all to code that implies nil. Number two, from nil we go to constant. Number three, we go from a simple constant to a more complex constant. Number four, we are replacing a constant with a variable or an argument. Number five, we are adding more unconditional statements. Number six, we are splitting the execution path by going from unconditional to if. 7, we go from scalar to an array. 8, we go from array to a container. 9, we go from statement to recursion. 10, we go from if to a while. 11, we go from replacing an expression with a function or an algorithm. Number 12, we replace the value of a variable with an assignment. How to use transformation priority premise? When passing a test, prefer higher priority transformations. That's on top of the list as much as possible. When writing a test, choose one that can be passed with higher priority transformations. When an implementation seems to require a low priority transformation, backtrack to see if there is a simpler test to pass. So how to use transformation priority premise? When passing a test, prefer higher priority transformations. When writing a test, Choose one that can be passed with higher priority transformations. When an implementation seems to require a low priority transformation, backtrack to see if there is a simpler test to pass. Why transformation priority premise? If tests are chosen and implemented in the preferred order of transformations, then TDD impasses can be minimized. So let's summarize what we learned in this lesson. In this lesson, we discussed about transformation priority premise, how to use it, and why to use it. In the next lesson, we will be seeing a In the next lesson, we will see a coding demo to illustrate this principle. In the next lesson, we will see a coding demo to illustrate this principle.